reporting for Channel 666 Eyewitness News. I know many of you who have been watching this show for years and years and years, thank you for that, have been wondering where is the table that's supposed to be in front of me. Now, do you really think I'm going to devote an entire episode of this show to talk about the table that should have been and could have been and would have been? Well, actually, yes, I can very well do that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that has happened in the past. But anyway, today, the news is about something really, really terrible. Something really hideous, especially in New York. You see, the MTA, in case many of you have not even noticed this, you now have to pay $2.50 to ride the subway. Isn't that really sad? It's gone up! The price has gone up. And for those of you who use the subway a lot, this is the way the system is. Say, for instance, you have to take a bus to get to the subway. And sure, your MetroCard automatically transfers, but just say, for instance, you live in a location where you have to take the bus to the subway, and one day you realize, like, oh no, you're running to work, you're going to hurry to go to work because the reason you're late for work is because you came back late for work the night before, because nowadays, people don't work 9 to 5, they work like 9 to midnight. They pretty much sleep, they pretty much just, their entire life is in the office. So say you worked really hard, pretty much till midnight, you came home late, from work, and then you got to get back up early again to go back to that same work. And you get back up really early, and you get on the bus and you realize that you've forgotten your MetroCard. So instead of being late to work, you go and you pull out your $2.50, and it turns out that even though you just paid the bus driver, you put the $2.50 in there, you're not really going to get a transfer that goes from the bus to the subway. You don't get that transfer because you don't have a card. So, you're like, I guess I'm not gonna get the transfer. And then you go into the subway and then you take out your wallet again and take out more money and you decide to purchase another MetroCard. Then you realize, wait a minute, isn't it $2.50 for a ride? And you wonder what that extra dollar surcharge is. And the reason there is an extra surcharge of $1 is because a brand new MetroCard costs $1 now, so you gotta pay more money to everyone. To the MTA, that's who everyone is. Whoever's in the MTA is getting it. And many, they're called as the green way, the green dollar, the green card. But you know why it's the green card? Because it's your green money that's going to purchase this stupid card. So you're wasting your dollar and under the false pretenses thinking that, oh, it's great for the environment, so let me just keep, paying for, let me keep paying for this MetroCard, let me just give them the money, because what a great idea. People don't waste the MetroCard because, oh, it's so bad for the environment, but let the cost go down to the consumer. So you eventually buy, your MetroCard and you get on the train and then you wonder, why are you sitting suddenly in an empty carriage? And you realize, that's funny, there's a guy in there using it as a bathroom. And here you are stuck. You're stuck because the doors are shut and the next stop is 10 minutes away. So now you're riding in this bathroom, or what should we call it, subway carriage. And then you finally get up, you switch cars, and then you're now standing and you're smushed like this. And then you get to work, and once you get to work, it's like, well, that's it. That's the end. So many of you have been wondering, why did anybody protest about this rate increase? Why are people paying more and more money all the time to the MTA and getting poor service? You know what? If people actually protested about this problem and about the extra cost, there'll be a bigger problem. You see, because people wouldn't be able to be the slaves that they are and go to work. You see, they're too busy being slaves and they're too busy trudging to work to even notice that there's an extra dollar being charged now. And also an extra $2.50. So, for those of you who would like to know what you can do now to help, help your wallet, aside from feeling really annoyed that you have to pay that extra dollar since you may have lost your MetroCard. Like, say, for instance, you had your wallet, in addition to that being stolen from you or mugged, your MetroCard got mugged. So you, the poor consumer, has to pay another extra dollar to purchase the MetroCard. So what you should do is jump the turnstiles whenever you can. And even though that's a really hard thing to do nowadays with all the cameras all over the subway, even though for some reason robberies and muggings for some reason are not caught on these cameras, but you jump the turnstile, 10 cops are suddenly chasing you. You just wonder what's going on. So aside from doing that, it would really help if you avoided the MTA. Because think about all the money they've made from that $1, that one extra dollar to pay for a new Metro card. You know how much money they've made from this? And you think, oh yes, it's the green. It's all green now. It's the environment. It's great. You know what they're doing with that money? They're keeping it for themselves and they're laughing at you because you're the ones who stop taking the subway. You're the ones who have to put up with that kind of inefficient service. You're the ones who are suffering in the end, and you're the ones who have to go to work like a slave. I told you I had news to report. And I told you that the MTA is a terrible thing. What a waste! So what we need to do is occupy MTA. No more MTA for you people, Don't waste your Metro card. Don't waste your money riding the subway if you can avoid it. Hey, and if you could borrow your friend's unlimited, do so. And if you could lend your friend your unlimited, do so. Just don't use the Metro card and keep paying money, and don't even buy the unlimited unless you're really going to make 1 million trips in 1 month, because it's just not worth it when you add up the amount of money you end up spending. So yes, that was today's public service announcement on how to ride the subway in New York. And for those of you who are saying, it's just $1, it's not a big deal. Hey, it's just $1. It's like, suddenly, you're paying your taxes, you're like, oh, that's funny, it's just a couple dollars from my paycheck. And as your paycheck gets bigger and bigger, you're like, oh, that's funny, it's just 1/3 of my paycheck, it's no big deal. Then you work hard and your paycheck gets slightly a little bigger, and then you're like, oh, that's funny, taxes are just half of my paycheck, because, I guess that's okay. So if that's your mentality, if you think that's okay, then man, this sucks. Really, that's okay. So that's today's news. Once again, this is Miss Poopee Doodee, world's most determined reporter, reporting for Channel 666 Eyewitness News.